But I'm Paloma. I was born and raised in Brazil, and I think now you guys can see my slides. And let me see how that works. Everything good?
Yeah, we can see everything.
Awesome. So I'm here to share something very special that we've been up to for the past few years, which is we really believe that the landscape of founding and building a company has changed. And as startup founders ourselves, we've been grinding and building companies for about 10 years now. And there is this whole new breed of founders that we've been calling Phoenix founders that we've been seeing within ourselves, our friends, and our peers, which is seasoned founders that built before, they either burn or they're building it again. And they're really rethinking what it is founding a company, because we really are thinking about shorter teams, 1 to 5, AI native, conversions of blockchain and building for human resilience. So there has to be a better way of being an entrepreneur than killing ourselves in the process. So we have created a community around building a safe physical node for founders that are building for human resilience, but really want to come together to have a healthy entrepreneurship way of living. We do believe that building digital first is very important, but there's still that importance, even if our core team spread across the globe, to come in real life once in a while. And we're lacking in the hubs and communities all across the globe, a place that we can meet our peers, that we can really create something that we believe is a community that we want to live in. So we believe founders today need 3 main things. They need jurisdiction arbitrage, so they don't want to get stuck in a bad jurisdiction. They need compute because they are no longer going to feed hundreds of employees' mouths, but they will feed their infrastructure. And they need community to create a better environment for them to be healthier, not need to live in the big centers, not need to compromise on their health and their habits and their families to build great things. So we built Founder Haus. It's a physical node that is unlocking the next frontiers of nomadic founders in Latin America. We started specifically with one physical hub, and it's a neighborhood accelerator. So think about the old ways where we have run accelerators before. We have built the buildings in the big cities. Now we're seeing more like our whole neighborhood and island as the accelerator. We've been building a founder village. We've been bringing people from all across the globe, and we have all this amazing success stories why we have picked this beautiful island in south of Brazil called Florianópolis to be our magic island. So Florianópolis is already the second fastest growing nomad destination in the globe. It's the Brazilian capital of startups, but within a global environment, it's still not very competitive. So we've been working together, and you guys just heard of IP City before, to create a Floripa digital economic zone. This petition was launched about 3 months ago. We already have almost 4,000 signatures. And we are creating this first physical node where our community, our clubhouses, our infrastructure in real life connect with this online communities that can manifest itself in real life once in a while or permanently. So we have our Nomad Founder Club, which is your entry to communities, applications only. We have a solution called Founder Desk, which we are now trying to solve the digital incorporation and physical residency of founders that are participating in our network, in our nodes. And then, as you guys remember, so we are building the community, the jurisdiction arbitrage, and the IA project, which is our alternative intelligence accelerator. We're really trying to figure out what do founders of the future or the present even need. Regarding infrastructure, we believe the future is more decentralized. Founders are going to co-own infrastructure and not depend in the big providers' cloud or physical infrastructure, and it's going to be a lot white label. So we have been working together with a lot of partners to figure out what's the best infrastructure we really need. So this is our core team. We're super proud to have sourced one of the best talents of Brazil and Latin America to come together. We are creating a co-ownership environment. So I'm not the single owner of Founder Haus. Our community is, and we're tokenizing every asset in the community and the ecosystem that we create, starting with our first clubhouse. We have this project called Founder Haus Forever, which we're tokenizing a real world asset, a physical 1,000 meter square beach house, which is our beach club. where founders come together and everybody owns it in its profits. And I think here is where vibe coding really comes in and what I wanted to share with you guys. So we are tokenizing not just a real world asset, we are tokenizing the whole ecosystem, and we're creating this digital experience so our members come together as one with their interactions. So we created our first product during IPCity last year, which was almost simulating how you come in. So you created, and I'm going to showcase for you guys a little bit now, but you create your passport, you become a citizen, you start interacting and opening literally physical doors on chain, having access to our beer tap. We did a second version, all vibe coding. I use mostly Lovable because I'm not a technical founder. We push it in mini app on Base and Farcaster. We've been using a new tool from Brazil, from the island called Ship It, together with Cursor. And now we're going to a third version. So think about like if Tony Stark met Soho House and build a Base app. That's pretty much what we're doing, is creating this whole ecosystem of founders from all across the globe that want to manifest themselves in real lives in our node. So I know you guys want a demo, so I'm going to show you very quickly on Farcaster if it works here. Otherwise, you guys can access on your Base app or Farcaster app what we build during vibe coding. So this is my profile on Farcaster. I log in here. I create my passport. So we're using ENS. And then I can create a subdomain. So this is my unique user forever now following me on chain. I can link to my profiles. And then within here, I have access to physical facilities. So I can literally open door and we vibe code our way into it. But also I had a lot of help from other developers to actually integrate our smart lock into our mini app. Very soon, we're going to be able to book the sauna, book the ice tub, meeting rooms, and all facilities. We created a little shop here where founders can have healthy founder products, including, for example, cacao nibs from a DAO that comes directly from the Amazon, specialty coffee, swags from our partners like Base. And you can book experiences too. So we're onboarding a lot of our events, including even like our canoe guide. There's Hawaiian Canoe. So we're bringing a lot of local vendors on chain by creating this experience. So all the app already works on chain. You can pretty much buy things, access physical in real life experiences as a token holder or as a member, depending on the level of access and which sub club you participate. So we have the sub club of Ethereum Floripa, we have the sub club of Base Founder Haus, we have the sub club of all these protocols that are manifesting itself within the house in the village we're creating. I think I went a little bit over time. I tried to speed through as much as we can. So just final information is we do have a round open. We are now acquiring the property. So the reward asset, which is about, it's going to be about to tokenize this asset, it's going to be about a $2 to $3 million total raise. So we're tokenizing first asset. We have a holding in Prospera, which is going to own all the assets created by the community, and all the assets will be tokenized, including later a potentially data center we're working on. And the whole idea is that founders create an ecosystem and benefit from something they co-own together, including the infrastructure we're building.
Awesome. What's up with the modernized villages and communities? That's awesome. I might need to move to the island. I live close to Floripa, but yeah, I think that's my next step. Thank you, Paloma. Great project. Let's bring up the judges. Let's start this conversation. Matthew and Kit.
Just so you know, Paloma, Augusto is a great barbecue grill master. He's vegetarian, but he has legendary skills on the craft. So maybe you need one or two.
Yeah, I'm up for everything. Awesome. So please, let's start. Matthew, I guess you're always on top when I pull you up. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation, Paloma. So one question that I have is like, now this is the time to be like like for example, for anyone with great ideas, like to start with a one-person business, like you have an idea, you can wipe code the solution, and you can come up with an app like in a few hours or in days. You mentioned about the compute like resources, right? So you said you want to reduce the dependence on, let's say, the external cloud suppliers. How do you do that? Like, are you trying to come up with a local compute infrastructure? What's the plan along that lines?
Cool. So one thing is what we're building as a community, right? So as founders, we're building the infrastructure we need as a collective, which is our app to open doors, to access the infrastructure, and that's what we're vibe coding. As founders, we all run tech companies, right? So Founder Haus is a collective of founders that are building the next frontiers of AI, blockchain, and a lot of us, even Jean was featured here, right? But a lot of us are building products. So what we're really seeing as a need for ourselves. So we're neighbors. We share a lot of the same issues, and one of them is the dependency we have in the model. So we have one founder, for example, in the club that build agent started having more traction in his business. His bill for OpenAI was starting with like $10,000, and the more traction he got, the more that ballooned to like almost a $200,000 bill by the third month. So we are dependent on those models. We want more infrastructure that we can control and own and have security. So we've been looking a lot at like parallel compute or new protocols, or even empowering, creating something together with the city. So we're talking with the city, with the state about creating some co-ownership of infrastructure in the island. So our network of founders can invest together with this conglomerate. And that's a feasibility study we have been running for about a year. The U.S. Department of State has helped a little bit, the government, local, so we can understand what is even possible. But we're starting very small. So right now we have one of the maybe the largest AI clusters still in the globe, 296 Mac Minis, which is one specific company called High Order Company. They're testing these new models and algorithms. Instead of doing with a partner, they wanted to co-own their infrastructure. So we gave them all the backbone space, and we're kind of accelerating these founders, right? So we're a group of founders accelerating ourselves because we are the founders of building its own community. Different from most ecosystems of founders before, which VCs, or there was always a centralized third party that ran it. We are creating our own ecosystem and co-owning the infrastructure.
So we can build great things working together. That's the point, right? So yeah, that's amazing.
And living by the beach, which is this beautiful island called Florianópolis, Brazil. Hopefully surfing and eating some great picanha Augusto can cook for us.
Awesome. Yeah,
Right.
I'm up for it. Suman, please, you can bring your question.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Paloma. I think this is again a very exciting space, especially in the digital arena. So I just have one small question. In fact, two. One is, what is your revenue model in this, starting from anybody's onboarded? And second is, you mentioned in your pitch that this is an AI native founder specifically. So how do you define AI native in this sense? Are you specifically referring to some technology which the founder should come from, or the business should come from, or what is your rationale behind AI native?
Yeah, so we partner a lot with a lot of tools, right? So we're very agnostic in any sense, but we have hosted events and partnerships this past year with Windsurf. We just had like last month a Cursor meetup in the island. We're talking with Raplet, and we give a lot of code. And we have actually a prompt night, which is a once a month, one founder sharing what they're building within the community. So we're really helping founders within this transition. Some founders still Web2, transitioning into Web3 business models that now are becoming more viable. but a lot of the founders that we are now ourselves and other peers, we're just going and rethinking our whole business models, because a lot of those companies don't even make more sense in the new era of AI, right? So a lot of the founders are still with traditional, older, like 2 years ago business models. They're still working, but they're already rethinking what's their next thing now that a lot of what we built before is becoming disrupted. So I think that's a little bit like what we believe is AI native, is just founders, they're building everything AI first and rethinking their teams a lot. And then your first question, I forgot. Can you please repeat it?
Yeah, sure. So the first part was more on the revenue model.
Okay. So instead of tokenizing a business first and then going to build it, we operated a clubhouse for about 2 years now. We created a sustainable business model, very much like a country club. So it's membership based. You become a token holder. You pay a membership fee, a lot like Soho House model. And then we have events. We have accommodations within the clubhouse. So the revenue model of the club now pays for itself. We made about like $200,000 the past year. So it breaks even. There's some profit. And that's what we distribute as founders to our token holders, right? So each asset is going to have its own business model and its own tokenization structure. The idea is that the founders that build it around it, they're its own benefits of it, co-own it and co-share all the revenues. So Aya, which is the accelerator for AI infrastructure, is going to have its own, it is having its own business model. We have the digital economic zone getting created, but we have an office called Founder Desk right now, which does digital incorporation and helps founders to optimize in infrastructure. So that is still like at its first iteration, still doesn't have a sustainable business model. So we test that before we tokenize with our founders within the structure. And once we feel that is ready, then we bring out the investment and token holders and we share all the profits within. So it's really about rethinking what it is to even create an ecosystem of startup founders in a more decentralized fashion as a collective of founders without intermediaries. So we're self-funding everything.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Awesome. Kieran.
Yeah. So thanks, Paloma. I mean, I believe you answered certain things what I had in my mind, but I'm still trying to understand what exactly is being tokenized here, and what sort of rights does it give to the founders? How do you curate the founders who wants to join your Founder House?
Cool. So it is a private club, application only, referral fees. Again, works a lot similar to what Soho House model is, or traditionally what a club of investment, a private club of country club will work on, but built for the internet era, right? So most of our founders are coming from the first cohort of founders as referrals. We all self-organize, and we're creating now the governance layers to be able to bring in new members and to acquire the assets, to distribute profits, and to create more assets. So in the end of the day, we're really just building the neighborhood we want to live in, the lifestyle that we believe it positively affect the way we're building businesses in the long run for more human resilience, considering ourselves as individuals. And then this first asset we're tokenizing is the clubhouse. So we're tokenizing a country club. The second asset is Founder Desk, which is the incorporation office in kind of like the WeWork, right? So we're first tokenizing the Soho House, then we're going to tokenize the WeWork, and then we're going to tokenize potentially infrastructure data center and whatever else our community of founders believe we need to build in the island for our companies to thrive, but also for ourselves as human individuals to thrive. So there is in the roadmap longevity center, for example. There is a lot of other assets we already mapped as a community, but the first asset being tokenized right now is the clubhouse.
Got it. Got it. So your revenue model would be generated by this tokenization of the assets,
Yeah.
physical assets. Okay, got it.
Awesome. Last but not least, Ankit.
Yeah, thank you, Paloma, for the presentation. So how do you plan to scale this beyond like that island, right? Like how do you bring value to people who are not on the island? Yeah.
Cool. So we are already prototyping what it is to create this toolkit to create physical nodes that interact with also. So we're building digital communities, not necessarily all the benefits are within just the physical node, right? Most of our incorporations that we're starting to do are actually already optimizing for jurisdictions. So we have a partnership with Prospera, and we're doing dual incorporation with other zones right now. But ideally, we're going to create the playbook to create one physical node, and then we're going to expand within. So within the same island, we can expand to other assets. And then within other places in the world, we're going to expand other physical nodes. So potentially, we're looking at right now Honduras Prospera, which is a good jurisdiction, and even Punta del Este or other places. So we've been looking around, but probably our next physical node is Prospera, Honduras.
So does the founder need to be at the physical location, or like do you have like a digital layer as well where someone doesn't need
digital
to be
layer.
At physical nodes?
Yeah, so most of the incorporation service or even live streaming of events or community, right? Just like any country club, like you don't need to go play at the country club tennis every week to benefit from the community of other members that can add value to your business, right? So a lot of the value created is the community itself of selected founders from a global scale, nomadic founders that have been building a successful business on chain and online before, they are just sharing those benefits of knowing each other. And then, yeah, of course, they need sometimes to meet at the beach house to have fun, but they can get benefits for their business and their startups anywhere they are in the world. Most of our founders do not live permanently in Florianópolis, especially because right now we still don't have the digital economic zone. So they stay 3 months here, 3 months in Sardinia, 3 months in the US, 3 months in Dubai, and then they get to experience summer hopefully all year around. In my opinion, it would be the best. But right, it doesn't really matter where we are.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all. Thank you, Paloma, for presenting, for bringing this great idea, this great project that's running already, right? Awesome.